The Academy of International Affairs, a private think tank on international relations, foreign policy and diplomacy, held its formal inaugural launch on Monday in Abuja. As a group of senior Nigerians, the focus of the Academy is to undertake deep and critical thinking on all thematic issues pertaining strengthening Nigeria's national image and international standing. Clearview's Florence Joshua, who was at the session, reports.
The Academy of International Affairs Nigeria was founded by leading scholar and former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, in 2022 with a vision of bringing together leading experts such as former ministers of foreign affairs, top career diplomats, leading scholars, and former heads of security and military agencies to form a think tank that can advise the government on international policy and diplomatic relations. The inauguration activity was chaired by former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon with a keynote address by President of Afrexim Bank, Cairo, Egypt, Professor Benedict Orama, which focuses on the problem of economic integration, inter-African trade relations, and the operationalism of effective payment system.
The topic resonates deeply with me as I recall my involvement in laying the foundation for the Economic Community of West African States, on May 28. I therefore urge the Academy for International Affairs, AIA, to offer your services and collaborate with this and successive administration. Nigeria's rightful place as a global voice and leadership is secured at all times.
And so, in setting up this academy, we are not only doing Nigeria a favor, we are doing ourselves a favor. And I hope that in our activities, this mutual favor will manifest itself not in antagonism but in cooperation.
This platform promises to be a crucible for insightful policy making in Nigeria and indeed Africa at large. With some of the best minds as members of the Academy, its policy outputs will certainly be priceless. I'm very proud to be associated with this, and I'm sure that the institution I lead, the Afrexim Bank, will be very pleased to support and partner this think tank.
Also speaking, the Vice President of Nigeria, Ibrahim Shatima, represented by Ambassador Baba Hakim Ahmed and Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, the Foreign Affairs Minister, said the Academy is emerging at a period of its greatest need when the international environment is becoming increasingly more complex and more demanding of the country's best intellect and professionalism.
Nigeria lives with historic limitations and multiple contemporary challenges, and we will not claim to be self-sufficient in answers to dealing with poverty levels, limited resources for critical infrastructure, and raising skilled and educated younger Nigerians. We will leave our doors open to this academy for ideas and recommendations. This academy will be a think tank we cannot afford to ignore. We need your inputs. We need your inputs on achieving our priorities in the context of often harsh and unforgiving circumstances. This administration acknowledges the severity of our challenges as a nation. What we need is faith and support, the same assets that saw us through major challenges in our past.
To rely on the think tank, and of course, we have constantly been engaging with its members anyway in doing our best to implement this agenda. And of course, one of its objectives is to provide support and training for negotiators and the art of negotiation, which is very key because it's important that Nigeria has skilled interlocutors, more so now than at any point in time in contemporary history, because we have a lot of conflicts. At the same time, we have a lot of trade negotiations going on where Nigeria is involved. So we need the interlocutors with the right skill sets.
The Academy of International Affairs will include research-based policy planning and strategic analysis, high-tech dialogue, conferences, and publication of policy briefs and position papers to support the articulation of national interest, as well as strategies on international relations and national security. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.